Sports Podcast. We're on episode 75 tonight. We got a doozy of an episode, y'all. We got some NBA to talk about. We're going to recap the past week or so of games, some topics that came up in the past week. And then we're going to start a new segment. I guess on Wednesdays, we're going to make some picks for the rest of the week. So we'll give you picks for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because you'll see us back on Monday. So we'll go through that, and maybe we'll squeeze in some rapid fire. We'll see. But with all that being said, y'all, let's kick it off. Stay tuned. Let's kick it off. NBA action from the past week. Want to recap some games. We're about a week removed from the All-Star break because they resumed play last Thursday, so we're about a week removed. Started off slow. Usually when these guys get back from All-Star break, they're still kind of jet lagged and stuff like that. They had like a little short vacation. So we're starting to get back in the groove of things. But teams are starting to play harder because a lot of these games have more meaning. I think we only have like 24, 25 games most teams have left to play. So playoff seedings and stuff are starting to take place. Teams are sliding. Some teams are going up. Whole lot going on. But I wanted to start with two topics. Things that came out yesterday. I know the NBA announced that they're looking into fixing the offense versus defense parity. How these teams are putting up 130, 140 every night, and these guys on defense can't really do anything about it. Lawrence, what is your take on it? What does the league need to do to fix this? Because it's obviously a problem. I mean, they scored 200 points in the All-Star game. That's never been done before. I get the guys don't really play, but it was just atrocious. No, it shouldn't be 200 points scored in a game for one team. That's just ridiculous. How do we stop this?
I mean, that's just a whole question in itself, like how to stop it. Because the main problem with it is that all the scores are much better than what they used to be. A lot of team aspect. The players are just more. There's just more speed. There's more agile. Overall, like the league has been built up. It just encourages, point scoring. We don't even call turnovers anymore. Sorry, not turnovers. Travels anymore, unless it's really blatant. And even sometimes they can take 8 steps and they still don't call it. I don't think you really do change it. I think you just kind of have to make a bigger issue on playing good hard defense.
I mean, you can't with the rule changes. I mean, you can't touch a guy. I mean, and if you do, it's a flagrant one.
Yeah, but the same problems in NCAA college. I mean, they had the same problem. There's more points being scored now than there's ever been. That's kind of like Clayton Clark was able to, move up so quickly as she did, and that's why all these, that's why last year, I think the league, the new NCAA leader in points is the kid out of Detroit Mercy. So I think that's just the way basketball is now. It's all about points. People have the same problem with the NFL. I just think it's a lot easier to change in the NFL than it is basketball.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with you. I think it's bad. I'm not saying we got to go back to the 80s or the 90s, hard fouling, can't drive down the lane without getting tackled out the air. But, I mean, I think it all starts with the officiating. It's just atrocious. Like you said, like, we're not calling travels, and I get it, it's not the worst thing to miss, right? But the palming of the ball, the carrying, the ridiculousness that happens. I mean, and I think it's also discouraging for players to try to play defense when you might make just a really nice foul. Just, hey, I'm just gonna go after the ball. I'm not gonna try to injure the guy. Guy goes up, you try to block his layup, or you try to block his dunk. The next thing you know, you're getting a flagrant 1 or a flagrant 2 and getting tossed out the game, or you're getting a technical. And it's like, bro, I'm just going for the layup. A lot of guys don't have malintent. And so a lot of that stuff just discourages guys. And I feel like Yeah, it's coming from officiating. Now, I don't think that hand checking, if you bring that back, I don't think that's going to change anything. Guys are so good nowadays. You try to hand check them, they're just going to go up and shoot, and that's a foul. So I don't think that's going to work. But I think we just got to get better officials, and I think that was going to be part 2 of this question is officiating. I feel like in all sports, it's kind of been bad as of late.
A little bit more riggy.
And some people will point to, sports betting becoming legalized in a lot of states, other than Nevada, where it was only previous. But, I feel like officials play a big part in it. Do you think the NBA has an officials problem, and maybe that's why scoring's kind of gotten out of hand?
I think the sport has a gambling problem. I think that's the biggest problem. I mean, you see all those little things on TikTok and stuff, and they're talking about before 2000, I think it's 2019 or 2020 was when not most, but like a bunch of states started legalizing sports betting.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, only 40 games had more than 50,000 bets on them, and they were mostly playoff games. It was mostly people going to Vegas and betting on playoff games. Nowadays, you get about 15 to 20 NBA games that have over 50,000 bets on them on a given Saturday night. Okay.
Yeah.
And you telling me, because, the whole, there's people who track it, and there's like, okay, if you fade the public more so often than not, you make a lot of money. You're not always going to win by fading the public, but, more likely than not, especially on a slow weekend or on a day in which the public won big the day before, the public tends to go down quickly. They tend to lose all the money right back. And you're going to tell me that, an NBA ref who doesn't, he probably gets paid all right. But if I can make more money, tweaking a game to a certain way, I'm going to do it. And I don't have to be the one to bet on it. Just my brother's going to bet on it, and he's going to give me some of the cut. Or I have this feeling, because when they throw out that outlandish stat, and you're just like, I can't believe that's a real thing. Another night, it was Steph Curry. It was the first time Steph Curry didn't have any points in the first quarter, and I think it was like 10 seasons. He had 0 points in the first quarter. And they broke it down, and they said he took 2 shots. 0 free throws, 2 shots. One was a long 3, and I don't remember what the other one was. I just remember it was 2 shots. But the only reason I remembered is because my buddy was talking about it at work, about how he had there was a boost, and Steph Curry to have blank amount of points, this guy to have a blank amount of points, and this guy to have blank amount of points in the first quarter combined. And he goes, the other 2 did their job. It's just Steph Curry didn't score any points in the first quarter. And he told me about the thing he read, and I looked it up on the computer, and it was a thing. It's been like 10 seasons since he's never scored more than just a single point, not scored a single point in the first quarter. And it just makes you go and think to yourself, it's like, okay, that's a super boost, and like people see that and they put money on that. Like everyone sees that one, and like everyone's going to put money on that one just because like, oh, it's just a guarantee, right? And you think that, to me, for someone to bet the opposite, right? Like, okay, I don't know the Golden State owner's name, but we're just going to use the Golden State owner's name.
Joe Lacob.
He walks into the locker room before the game and tells Curry, I don't want you to score any points in the first. And Curry's like, why? What? Why? He goes, well, I pay your paycheck. I don't want any points in the first. I bet you not to score any points in the first quarter. I'm gonna make some killing, and I'm gonna give you some cash. I'm gonna support your TV show, whatever game show you got. I'm gonna go throw some bills at it. Keep you on the air. He goes, okay. And then as soon as Steph Curry doesn't score any points in the first half or his first quarter, he has a good second quarter. I mean, I think the gambling has a lot to do with it, because greed is one of those 7 sins that people, the human race will always fall back on having to, having a problem with. So, you trying to tell me that these officials don't have greed? I think you're fooling yourself. You clearly see it in the NFL. So And I feel like the NBA is a little bit more easier game to officially rig than like an NFL game, because there's a lot more plays that go on, a lot more nitpicky fouls you can get. Yeah, there's a lot more freedom you can get. Like I don't have to look for that travel if I don't want them to win. Or
Yeah.
honestly, I think the best thing might be to, since NBA, they're probably. I think the NBA as a whole is probably clean. I think Adam Silver. You listen to him talk, he cares a whole lot about like the fan aspect. When he was on the Pat McAfee show, he admitted, he goes, maybe we do need to clean some things up. Okay, I kind of like that answer, but maybe you should do. I think I don't understand how no one else does this, but like the UFL or the XFL, but the UFL is going to be, and they said they're going to bring it back when they try to quick review a play from like the headquarters. There's a guy sitting at headquarters. He's watching the whole game. He's going to quick review a game. I don't think it can be that hard because I'm sorry, but there's like at maximum 6 NBA games going on at one time. Okay.
Yeah.
That might be a lot. You might need 2 or 3 of those guys. You're going to tell them, you get 2 games tonight, you get 2 games tonight, and you get 2 games tonight. They're all going to be on from 7 to 9. And then you're going to get the night games. There's only going to be 2 of them. And basically what you're going to do is they called a foul on the court. I want you to quickly review it and get it back out, whether it was good or not, like a fourth official in soccer, get it back quickly. And then I think that can allow a little bit more fouls to be called in order to slow down the pace of the game. Honestly, that might be one of the bigger problems for it too, is like, back in the day, it was like all about the motion. I want to try to get guys moving everywhere. Now everyone's such a deadly elite shooter that things are going quick, moving quick. People are ready to take those shots. The whole game plan is built on quick movements, more so the 7-second offense. You see a lot of teams run it. You see a lot of teams bring it up just to try to get another team off pace. It's the same thing in the NFL, but you throw a few fouls in there and it slows down that little progression you're making. So I think maybe you might have to have like a fourth official. I think the XFL, the way they did it and how they had a guy looking up from a booth back, and then he had to watch it there and he had to explain to you as he was looking at it the whole time. Now, will the NBA do that? Heck no, because they don't have to give it up. They don't want to show you that the guy is being malicious with his calls. But the XFL, they didn't care. It's like, okay, these teams don't really mean much to many people. I mean, it's just the first year of the league. Okay, it's kind of hard to call rigging because we don't really have much betting going on. Like, there's no bets going through the XFL. You could only bet on total, money line, and spread. That's all you could ever do.
Spread, yeah.
That's the only things you got.
Anything.
So,
yeah, I mean, for me, I'm not going to go the gambling route. I'm sure that has some part to play in it. I think, what was the last year's finals? That one ref that was officiating, he somehow didn't know that one of his family members had like a FanDuel or like a DraftKings account, and that came out like after the finals. I'm like, bro, like, like who, like he knew, number one, and who's like the watchdog that's watching all these players, all these officials, all these owners? We don't know, and if you probably have to dig deep to find that stuff out. So on that end, I'm questioning that a little bit, but I think mostly it's just officials just don't have any accountability, and I think them, along with Adam Silver, have kind of dictated what the NBA has became. Because, like I said, you sneeze on somebody, you get a technical or you get a flagrant one. You try to block someone's dunk, flagrant one. So guys are discouraged from doing that, but on the other end, they're gonna take advantage of that because these other guys are just gonna flop. They shoot a 3, flop, kick their legs out. Oh, it's flagrant. Give me the 3 points, plus give me flagrant foul shots, plus they get the ball back. It's like, bro. And then you see with these missed calls, I think it's the biggest thing. We're talking about not necessarily like just, offensive having the edge over defense. I think just officiating in general, just all the missed calls that are very, flagrantly missed. Like 2 nights ago, the Knicks and Pistons, where DiVincenzo literally tackles, I forget the guy's name, but tackles him. it's a no call, and then the Knicks go on to win when that should have been a loose ball foul. And then 2 weeks ago when the Knicks were playing the Rockets, and I think Brunson, or it was either Brunson or Hart, went to contest that last second three. And then that was called for a foul when the guy, or Brunson or Hart, didn't even touch the Rockets player. And then the league came out with a 2-minute report and says, "Oh yeah, we shouldn't have called that." And then the league denied their protest today. So it's like, bro, how are you gonna? We're gonna protest the call. You literally said that shouldn't have been called, but you're gonna deny my protest? Really? It's like, come on now. Like, these officials don't have any accountability. You make a bad call, so what? Adam Silver's gonna take what? A playoff game away from you? Who cares? Like, that's extra money for them. They don't have to work the playoffs. It's just extra money for them. And like you said, I'm sure they get paid plenty well. But that's not accountability. Players, you mess up, you get a game check taken away from you. Jimmy just missed the game, Tuesday or Monday? That's $200,000. If you're a first couple year player, missing a game check can hurt. Especially you only making $1 million, $2 million. If you're a low pick, late first, early second, you're not making that much. But you get suspended a game or two. That's a decent chunk of change. These refs miss a big call. All right, you're not going to work game one of, Philly and Cleveland. What? Like, there's no accountability, bro. So I think that's the biggest problem. Adam Silver needs to fix this. I'm not going to go this far, but yeah, I don't know if you know Rob Parker. He's on FS1. He said Adam Silver is the worst commissioner. I wouldn't go that far, but I think Adams has proven that, yeah, he's player first, but when it comes to like all the other things around the NBA, he's not up to par, bro. Like, I'm sorry, but Goodell's better. The MLB guy, he's better. I'm not gonna say he's the worst, but they're better. And I mean, you look at the TV stuff. Yeah, Pat, he outlined that stuff pretty well. But then a TV exec came out, I think today or yesterday, and was like, "Yeah, we complained to Adam about the players missing games and this and that," and then he just kind of brushed them off. Like, what? So I don't know. I think there's a lot, and some of the things I pointed out has a lot to do with it.
I mean, I agree. I mean, I don't know. I don't watch as much NBA as you. I watch it here and there. Like right now, college basketball's all on. I'm watching way more college basketball.
That's fair.
Just because and no offense to the NBA, I just feel like college basketball is just a little bit more entertaining to watch. And I would say that up until All-Star break, I think college basketball is way more entertaining to watch. Because before All-Star break, you can just tell that so many teams just don't care. They know they're good enough to make it once the second half of the season starts. Or not every player is invested in every game. The problem with the reason I love college a little bit more is because pretty much every game to most of those players
it means
everything.
It counts.
It's everything. I need to make this NCAA tournament because I need to get drafted because I need to go do this. Yeah, they make NIL money, but NIL money is NIL money. That's just now money. I'm looking for future money. And those are the guys you got to watch. The guys who are looking out for that future bag. You don't see that in the NBA. Unless a guy is on his last year of his contract, you'll see that from a guy. He's like, all right, you might see him ball out all year. But other than that, if you got your bag, you ain't playing like that no more. Man, unless you're watching the Memphis Grizzlies, you're not watching a team play with hustle from first whistle to last whistle. You're not watching any other team. You're watching G Leaguers. You're watching G Leaguers say, "Oh my God, I get to play LeBron. I'm going to do everything I can."
Yep.
Oh my God, I'm playing the Clippers. They're the hottest team in the league. Let's knock them off. And when they had those victories, I think, what is it? They beat the Timberwolves, I think? I forgot. I don't remember who they beat.
The Grizzlies beat the Bucks before the All-Star break.
They beat the Bucks, and they made it seem like it was the World Series, or sorry, the NBA championship. But but that's how they play. Like, it's G Leaguers, it's college guys. Those guys haven't made it yet, so they're playing their hearts off more than anyone else. And maybe that's what it takes to play defense. No offense, but a lot of top paid guys don't like to play defense because that's what the lesser paid guy is supposed to do. I ain't gotta do it, man. I ain't gonna play both sides of the court. I gotta be able to score. I'm a scorer. I gotta be able to score.
Yep.
Only a few of them, like LeBron. He don't play defense until the fourth quarter. LeBron's like, then he locks in. He locks in. Do you see LeBron playing hardcore defense first quarter, third quarter? No, because that's not really dictating the whole game. He's thinking to himself, Torian Prince, you better do something because that's all you're good at. Hachimura, you're young as shit. You better be doing something.
Yeah.
He waits till the fourth quarter to turn it on. I mean, I think that's maybe if you want to have, I think maybe another way is like maybe be a little bit more lenient on defensive calls, and then two, maybe you should put like for those smaller, less known name guys, this would be more for the team's sake. Put some incentives into their contracts to play hardcore defense. Because and maybe expand on all defensive teams.
Maybe there should be there is a second team. Maybe we got to move to a third team. Maybe all NBA third team or something.
I do agree with putting in the third team, but I also think that some guys just make the all NBA defensive team because of their name. But if you look back that season, like you were okay at defense.
Yeah,
there were a lot more guys. There are a lot more guys that play hardcore, way harder defense than you did.
Well, that's that. We gotta blame the media because the media is just some of them are just a bunch of fat asses who never played basketball in their life, and somehow they get votes. Mm-hmm. Brian Woodenhorse, hey.
If you look back at this season, right? Draymond Green's gonna be in the running for first team or second team defense, right? But the man didn't play for so much of the season,
and it's 15, 20 games.
But it's just gonna be because his name is Draymond Green, and Draymond Green plays good defense. But man, you missed way too many games to even have your name in the running. Sorry, not sorry.
Well, with the new 65 game rule, you might start getting some of these G leaguers. Hey, if I get on the court and a guy like Draymond who misses the cut because he missed too many games, hey, my name might be out there. If you make one of those teams, bro, you get a big payday. You get eligible for a big payday. They can move up your scale, especially if you're like a young guy. That moves you up into like a vet max. Maybe not a super max, but you can get a vet max. Maybe.
I also feel like it's just certain teams, like the Wizards, they just purposely build their teams not to play any defense. They're like, screw that. That doesn't exist. Like they purposely build their team to have no defense. And we're not going to put the Bucks out there, but in my opinion, the Bucks are made not to play defense. You did not bring Dame Lillard in there to play defense. That was always the Portland Trailblazers' kryptonite, was defense. That was their whole entire weakness.
To be fair, the Bucks shouldn't be that bad on defense just because one guy left. I think that's more of like you said, like these guys have made it. These guys got paid. They don't want to play defense anymore. You don't become a worse team on defense just because one guy leaves,
Sometimes yes, because the work ethic of that one man, changed a little bit heads, No offense, but Boston's playing better defense than they did in the past. And he's on that team now. It's just that mindset and that work ethic. If Drew Holiday's about to kill himself for this defense, I can too. Okay. So who's going to play the hardest defense on the freaking Bucks? Pat Connaughton? Doesn't Pat Connaughton make good money? Why does he care to play defense anymore?
Decent money. He still got Brook Lopez finished second last year in Defensive Player of the Year. You got Giannis, Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis plays defense.
But see, those are all big men. You're talking about big men here. Those are all inside the paint. You got to have some perimeter.
If you're talking wings, but that's their fault. They didn't want to pay guys, so that's their fault. That's
their fault. They decided on that we're going to sacrifice all defense on the wings. Perimeterly, we're not going to have any defense. So, and then we're going to rely on, no offense to Brook Lopez, but what is he, 38? At 38 years old, it's got to be kind of hard.
He's an old man, yeah.
It's got to be kind of hard. And, I think he has a lot of good games. But then he also has a lot of games in which he doesn't play very good.
Yeah.
On back-to-backs, he doesn't play the best.
Well, he's old. I'll give him a pass. I agree with you though with the change some of the rules. Like we gotta change defensive 3 seconds. I think we gotta move to FIBA rules. The NBA needs the same rules as FIBA, which means no defensive 3 seconds, and players should be able to knock the ball off the rim. I think that would make the game more exciting because you can just have a guy goes in for a shot, everyone's gonna rush to the rim, if it bounces, if it clanks, everyone's gonna fight for the rebound. Especially if you can just touch the rim, you just going knock stuff off the rim. It just makes it more exciting. I feel like.
I agree.
All right.
I don't watch too much FIBA, but if it makes it more competitive down low, I'm all for it.
Yeah, it does. Definitely does. We'll move on. Recap some of these games from the past week or so. Make some picks at the end. I guess we'll start with Monday. My Heatles beat the Kings. I don't know if you watched this one. This is the game that Jimmy was out. Jimmy and all those guys that were suspended, they were out. And they beat the Kings at the Kings in Sacramento. So, pretty good. Raptors, Pacers. I didn't watch this one.
Well, the Kings were on a back-to-back, so you got to give them some slack.
I give them a little bit.
And they beat the Clippers the night before. So
yes, they probably used all the energy to beat the Clippers because they kind of smacked them around. The Pacers Raptors, I watched a little bit. I thought the Pacers were going to pull this one out, but Scotty Barnes came to play, got a trip dub. Ben Mathurin played pretty well. Knicks Pistons, I don't really want to talk about because of that stupid call. And Nets Grizzlies, it's not much going on there. Last night, did you watch the games last night?
No, I was in college basketball last night. I had that George Mason pain hit me.
Let's not talk about that. Mavs, Cavs. Cavs went off a buzzer beater. Max Strus hit like a half-court shot to win. Sucks for the Mavs because they were I think the Mavs were on a 6 or 7 game win streak. So, and Luka played well, almost had a 45-point trip dub. Nets Magic, I didn't watch. Warriors Wizards, like you said, Steph only scored 2 points in the first quarter or something like that. And then picked it back up. The Wizards kept it close, I guess. For being at home, they kept it close. I think the spread was a little bit more than this.
It was 12.5, I think.
Oh, okay. So they covered. Nice.
I think it was 12.5.
So good for them. Hawks, Trey is out, so DeJounte's leading the way. Johnson is playing well for a rookie, so shout out to him. Sixers, Celtics won. No Embiid still. So Celtics are going to win at home. Then some of these other games, I didn't watch them, so I'm not going to go over them. Okay, let's make some picks. Let's start tomorrow. Who we got? Heat, Nuggies. Who you got?
Oh, this is on TNT?
TNT, we're at Denver.
Does Jimmy come back or no?
Jimmy played last night, yeah, so he's back. Everyone's back besides Thomas Bryant.
Give me the Heat. I'll take the Heat in this one. What's the spread? I can't. Oh, they're not going to give us a spread yet. Oh no, it spreads 5.5. Denver
5.5.
I think Miami is a definite 5 plus 5.5. Because they're probably still. Yep, they're still chilling. They played in Sacramento. They had a nice game. Miami is probably ready. Their last 5, they beat up Portland. So they got 2. Okay, they're on a 5-game win streak. Didn't see that one before. Now give me the Heat. They're probably hot. I feel like they're due for a little bit of a baby run. It's saying Tyler Hero's game time decision. Tyler Hero's playing. Let's not play.
He's playing. Yeah, Kevin Love's playing.
I think the Nuggets.
Nuggets play tonight, so it'll be a back-to-back for them.
That's what I was going to say. I think they're going to be a little worn tonight because, no offense, but they're playing the Kings tonight. I think they should pull out the win against the Kings. However, you got to also remember it's the Kings, and they might wear them out. They might make them tired. I will say that they probably are going to make them run every bit of that court.
Yes. I'm gonna take the Miami spread too. It'll be a close game nonetheless, but I think Nuggets on a back-to-back. probably won't have as much gas in the tank. So spread, I feel like it's a safe bet there. Bucks Hornets. I think we're both going to say Bucks, even though the Hornets have played well since Grant Williams has gotten there. I think they're like 4-1 or like 4-2.
Yeah,
I'm going Bucks. Yeah, it's not enough. Bucks there.
Orlando Magic.
Orlando Magic. Who do we got in this one? Magic are at home.
Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic.
They don't have the money line.
Orlando Magic.
But I'm taking the Magic on this one. The Magic are hanging in there. I think they're like the 8th seed, so they're hanging in the play-in.
Magic.
I think they aren't gonna teeter just at the second. Maybe closer to the end of the season, they'll start to fall off a little bit. But I guess a team like the Jazz, they still got some magic in them. Who you got?
Orlando Magic. All
right, he's saying that.
Orlando
Hawks
Magic.
Next. We're in Brooklyn. No Trey. Who do you got?
No ice tray. I'm going to go Brooklyn at home. Give me the Brooklyn Netties. I think they're going to lay it on them. Mikal Bridges has been hearing all the whispers about his inabilities to lead, and I think he's got to do something about it.
Okay.
I like Claxton in a matchup against Capella. I think he's just a little bit more quick. Now I think Capella can beat him in terms of bulky and just punishing in the paint. But that's a problem that the Hawks just never take advantage of when they even have that ability. So
I'm gonna go Hawks. I feel like they've been playing well, so I'm just gonna go with Hawks. I don't really trust the Nets too much, to be honest. Warriors. Knicks, the first game on TNT. We're in New York City. Who do you got? I got Knicks.
I'm pretty sure. Knicks. I was gonna say I kind of want to take Knicks, but I thought I'm pretty confident the Warriors are hot right now, aren't they? Is they or is they not like super hot?
They're at least 4-1 in the last. They're 4-1 in the last 5. My thing is, I don't think the Warriors play well on the road.
Yeah, New York is pretty much back, aren't they? Just OG's out. Yeah, give me the Knicks at home.
Well, Randall's still out, but yeah, OG's out as well.
Yeah, but I think they can survive without Randall being there because the Warriors don't have anyone punishing in the paint.
Yeah, not anymore.
There's nothing to be feared down low.
Wemby versus Chet, another matchup. I want to take Thunder. No need to go into this one. I think Thunder beat them twice already, so I think they're gonna just finish it off right here.
Give me the Spurs.
He's taking Wemby. Rockets Suns. Suns are at home. Who do we got here?
I'm gonna go with the Suns. What's the spread? They don't have the spread.
Oh yeah, I guess this game is because it's later. They don't have the spread yet.
Yeah.
For this one, I'm taking Suns at home. They pretty handily beat the Lakers at home, so I think they got what it takes to beat the baby Rockets. Wiz Lakers. Lakers are at home. I'm taking Lakers. Lakers are pretty good at home. They're not going to lose to the Wiz. You taking Lakers?
Why are you even asking? It's the Wizards, man. The Wizards are on the road too. Like, they're getting killed. They're going to get murdered.
For Friday, we're just going to pick a couple games.
Clippers are winning.
Oh, Clippers are winning?
Against the Wizards?
Yeah, that's an easy one. I'm going to go Bucks. I'm going to go Pels, Kings. And I'm going to take Warriors on the road in Toronto.
Oh, the Warriors are not a good team on the road, but I'm going to take them the next game. I think a nice little upset people might not be expecting. Give me the Mavs over the Celtics.
I was just about to say that. I think Mavs beat the Celtics at home. They will join because the Celtics have lost to all Western Conference teams at home. I think they lost to the Clips, the Lakers. I think the Thunder beat them at home too. I think.
Yeah, I just feel like the Mavs are due for a little baby run right now. I don't know what it is, but I just give me the Mavs because it's Boston, so they're not going to be mean to Luka in Boston.
Oh yeah, he's the color they they liked it.
They're not going to be mean to Luka in Boston.
Yeah, they might be mean to Kyrie, but
yeah,
that's another.
Pretty much at this point, who isn't mean to Kyrie?
Cleveland loves him. They had a little video for him, I think, the last game.
Oh, that's Cleveland. He won them a ring, but if he even stepped foot in the New York area, Kyrie's getting something.
Oh, he's getting it. All right, Saturday, we can just go through these. I got my Heatles. I got the Hawks again. Oh, look at this pooper. I'm not even going to talk about that.
Well, that's a good game. That's a great game. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's a damn pooper right there.
G-League material right there. That is going to be a hard-fought, gritty game. Whatever the total is, you take the over.
Jesus. I'm going to take the Nuggets. The Lakers have not beat the Nuggets in like 3 years, I think. So I'm going to take the
Lakers to fade the man. I'm going to take the Lakers. Reason why I'm going to take the Lakers, it's going to be on ABC, so it's going to be the whole world watching, and there's no better man to do it when the whole world is watching than LeBron James. And the Lakers need to make a little bit of a run right now so they can feel safer about the end of the season. LeBron knows that. He's calculating that. He's coming up with this formula. And the Nuggets, they're sitting too pretty. They've been chilling the whole season, maybe a little too lackadaisical. They just won the championship. They think they're going to win. They think they're going to get back there easily. Give me the Lakers on a primetime ABC game.
I hate to fade the king, the GOAT, but they just have not looked good against the Nuggets in like 3 years. So I don't think that changes anytime soon. Last game, Rockets Suns, another same game from Friday or Thursday?
Yeah.
I'm taking the Suns again.
Whoa, he didn't change it up. I'm taking the Suns.
Nah, Rockets are kind of bad.
You can't have more than one upset. One huge upset is enough for no night. And the huge upset for me, Lakers.
We got another big slate. Last Sunday it was like the first big ABC ESPN Sunday of NBA. This Sunday is pretty good as well. I'm gonna take the Mavs.
Take the Mavs.
I'm taking the C's against the Warriors. I don't think they're gonna lose back to back at home. They'll lose one of these. They lose one of these games though.
I'll take the Celtics.
The Clips. I'm taking. Oh, this is a good one right here.
I'm gonna take Timberwolves. You can even do it. I'm taking Tims.
I'm not taking the Clippers on the road. Timberwolves are gonna whoop that ass. Pistons, Magic, you got that one, buddy.
Orlando Magic.
We get the Raptors, taking the Raptors. Knicks, Cavs, the 7:00 game.
Hold on a minute. I'm gonna take the Hornets real quick because I don't think the Raptors are all that good. I think they're more so completely dependent on what happens next season, and I think the Hornets. Yeah, I think they're gonna lose some coming during this week. But like you said, Grant Williams. I don't know much about it, but it seems like he's bringing a little bit of a winning mentality into the Hornets locker room.
Yeah.
I think they might have a little bit more grit and toughness than the Raptors at this point in the season. So give me the Hornets.
Interesting. Picking the upset. Knicks, Cavs were in Cleveland.
Give me Cavs.
I'm something's telling me Cavs. Yeah, I'm gonna go Cavs. Spurs, Pacers. I'm gonna take the Pacers in this one.
God, what's wrong with the Spurs? What's wrong with the Spurs?
They're terrible. They're terrible. They're terrible, as Chuck would say.
Someone has to win. They have to win every once in a while.
No, they're terrible. Last game, I'm taking the Baby Thunder. I think they're gonna whoop that Suns' ass. I don't think the Suns got what it takes.
So I'll agree with you. But I'm gonna throw one out there. I think KD gets 20. I think KD gets 25.
Ooh,
I think Booker gets 20. I think Booker gets 25. I think Shea gets 30. And I think it's Jalen Williams. That's the one who does all the scoring. I think Williams. Yeah. I think he gets 25.
Damn.
He's been killing it.
This is true.
and he's basically on prime time. He's the only game. They will be the only game on that time period. The other game starts at 7. This game's at 9:30. That game will be over. Everyone's watching. The whole world is watching. And since I want to get a little feisty, if it even has money, give me Lou Dort 12.5.
Ah, Lou Dort. Okay.
Or you can take Williams out and put Lou Dort 12.5. I just feel like Lou Dort. Everyone's not going to be paying attention to Lou Dort. He's going to get himself a little bit.
Suns 3-point defense isn't the best, so he's bound to hit some threes. Maybe get a layup or two. Okay, I like that little parlay.
Get a few fouls in too.
That as well. Those are our picks, ladies and gents. With that, we're gonna be wrapping it up. Episode 75. Any final thoughts before we head out for the week? Any college basketball picks
Well, because I just said that, I want you all to know Nurkic is somehow going to get 25 points against the Thunder that night. So, just keep your eyes up. I did mention that. But some of the college basketball games coming up, okay? I've been watching them. I've been looking out for them. Tomorrow, give me Nebraska. I don't know any lines yet because college doesn't do it the day before. But I'm gonna roll through them. Tomorrow, give me Nebraska. Nebraska's currently sitting on the bubble. They're on the bubble. They're here or there. Ohio State is at home. They just came off beating Michigan State. Okay? Nebraska is notorious for not being very good on the road. But Ohio State, they're on cloud 9. They are too high. They're stoned out their minds. They just beat Michigan State. So give me Nebraska so they can solidify their way into the tournament, which is a little bit stronger. Gonzaga, San Francisco. Gonzaga's 23, and they're ranked 23 in the country, and they're still on the bubble. San Francisco's also on the bubble. Give me Gonzaga 4.5 on the road. I think this is going to be the game in which Gonzaga solidifies their way into the tournament. Poor San Francisco will be the one to get punished for that action. But that someone has to be sacrificed for the good of the cause, according to Gonzaga's thoughts. The next day, we got I'm going to take you might not be able to see it. Quinnipiac. They're on a losing streak. Their ability to make the whole tournament is currently up in the air. So there's no way they're going to allow Iona, even though they're on the road, Iona to win. Quinnipiac is going to have to do everything in their will to win that game. A little bit further down, I remember seeing it earlier. Oh, yeah? Okay. Dayton, Loyola. I'm taking Dayton. Dayton has only lost in Virginia on the road. They have lost to no one else. So you give me that big Dayton win. Dayton's going to go in there and give them the big D and show them why Dayton is Dayton. Just some poopy and giggles, James Madison will beat Coastal Carolina. It won't be a game. Saturday, give me Northwestern to beat Iowa. I know I'm an Iowa fan, so go Northwestern to beat Iowa. They're going to slow the pace down too hard for them. Give me Florida State to beat Georgia Tech. Again, I don't know what these lines are going to be. It's impossible to tell.
Yeah, too far out.
Give me Villanova to beat Providence. I think this is the point in the season where Providence collapses. I think Kim English is a little bit. I don't think he was ready.
Overrated.
I don't think he was ready for the big time.
Overrated.
Don't think he was ready for the big time. Give me Baylor over Kansas. I think Kansas is going to lose 2 back-to-back.
Okay.
Yeah, I do think Kansas will lose 2 back-to-back. Kansas shouldn't have lost to BYU. They did. Going on the road to Baylor. Baylor is kind of trying to get one of those top 3 seeds. They want to be a top 3. They don't want to be a top 4. So they're going to do everything they can. Keep going through. Don't like any of these. Creighton, Marquette. Give me. I don't know about that one. That one's scary. That one's actually really scary. I don't know how to answer that one, you guys. I think I'm going to leave that one alone. Creighton and Marquette. Creighton's a good pick, everyone. I would pick Creighton. Well, hear me out. Here's the problem with Creighton. They throw up too many duds every once in a while, and Marquette is very solid. Marquette doesn't throw up duds very often, so I'm just going to leave that one alone. I'm just going to leave it alone. If I was a betting man, I would take Creighton. I would take Creighton. University of South Florida versus Charlotte. Give me University of South Florida. They're going to make sure they make that NCAA tournament. They're still somehow not solidified in, even though they're ranked 25 in the country. I don't understand that one. UNC versus NC State. I don't know what the spread's going to be, but I think everyone is way too high on North Carolina. Give me NC State to cover, whatever it will be. That's how confident I am because I don't even know the spread yet. Next, the biggest one of the weekend, VCU versus Richmond down in Richmond. And I mean University of Richmond, not VCU. So give me Richmond to beat VCU. That'll be a great one. I think I'm done for that day. I don't care about the rest. And on to the next day. For some cheek clapping. Give me Seton Hall to cover versus UConn on Sunday. Yeah, I'm a little risky on that one. Seton Hall cover against the probably number one team in the country. I think Connecticut has had a very easy stretch against bad teams, and they're going to be at home. This definitely is going to be like a 10-point spread. Give me Seton Hall to cover a 10-point spread. And then the rest of the day, give me Drake to beat Bradley. And because I'm high on Nebraska, give me Nebraska again to beat Rutgers because Rutgers is one of the worst teams in the country. Oh, and then for funsies, give me Murray State versus Indiana State. You know what? I'm going to have to rewatch this back, and I'm going to have to write down everything I just said, and we're going to see how they do.
Nice. Like the picks. Wish the Vegas would put out odds further out, but we know how they do.
College basketball, unfortunately, is day by day, basically.
Yeah. Good stuff. Nothing else from me. Nothing else for me. So let's wrap this thing on up. Episode 75, MTL Sports Podcast. We'll see you next week. We are out. Peace.